Oh, not my community. Hold on. Alright. What I've decided to do is play every single character, right? And then talk about what I think about their not skill levels, like their properties at this point in time, and what I like about them while I play them, even though I'm utter dog shit. But I want to do it so I can have proof that I'm not fucking stupid. Alright? I feel like there's a lot of scenarios in games where it starts up and I notice something and I go, hey, this is strong for this reason. And then other people go, oh, it's not this good. Or, oh, it's just not, like, cool because of these reasons. Like, for example, perfect example is like them saying Wolverine was not good. Who was saying that? Was it pro players? Because pro players have been wrong. A character in a game is not that strong. Like 3 months into a game, and then like basically 6 months later, same character, mind you, no changes to the kits, no buffs, will tell you that that character is overpowered. And like the thing that they're saying overpowered is simply just having like very good range to the neutral. For example, there's a character in Persona 4 Ultimax, right? Like it's Arena, actually, I think, not Ultimax. I think, isn't it called Arena Ultimax? I don't play the game, but it's an example of a character that's overpowered via like pro players' mentalities. Is that there's a girl who has a rapier that quite literally reaches so far that like you can't really approach her. And approaching in anime games is not like any fighting game really, but in anime games specifically because you can't get in anime games. There's like almost no mix sometimes, right? Where like if you're jumping, they're just gonna, you know, stand up. And if you like don't do a move off the jump, they crouch immediately. So you'd have a character like that where they can keep you at bay on distance for free. And like there was nothing like it was a super fast up startup move, right? So super fast startup, long range, and essentially create a scenario where like you couldn't approach on like the pro level because of how strong the button was to just be like, oh, just like tick tick tick. Like it's basically zoning with a melee weapon. And on a like micro small level, that was overpowered for what she had, right? And since you built meter off of like getting those hits, she would always meter first. Like at least this is from what I'm hearing about the game. Like, an example like that of like, oh, what is overpowered on like a small, minute scale. Apparently to them, that was overpowered. And I'm not disagreeing on that, because I have no fucking clue. But the main reason I wanted to even start this in the first place was because there's a certain thing that happens, not in like the pro scene, well, probably the pro scene, but mainly in like casual spaces or just general talk online where they're just like, hey, this character is bad, right? Like, hold on, I'll let this game finish out. I'm doing terrible. In fact, I'm leaving. I don't give a fuck. So like on paper, you can say this character is insanely strong, right? If you say things generally, like for example, if you're Loki, right?
I invented every trick.
You can turn all damage dealt to you into healing. And that sounds insanely powerful, but it is, right? But due to the game mechanics and the way they set him up, it's not overpowered. Maybe down the road, people will go, oh yeah, Loki's way too fucking strong. I can't do shit against Loki. Nerf him. I don't think he's overpowered. I don't. I think you just break the fucking Loki pads. And for like the duration of the pads being up, until you break them, you can't do shit to him. So it's a stall move. It kills his team, keeps them up, and stalls. 25-second cooldown. Just have one of your divers force him to do this. If Loki's about to insta-die to a Spider-Man, because he's at 250 HP, he's going to pop that move. He's going to pop his little pads, right? If someone's about to pop ults, he's gonna pop his pads. So you have to communicate with your team to go, hey, pop the pads. On top of that, he only has 250 HP. So if you catch a solo Loki,
I have many faces,
and he does this, sure, he's literally immortal for a couple of seconds. Like, you cannot hurt him, right? Unless you're like, can Wanda ult beat that? I can't remember. But the point is, like, there's very little you can do to him within that time span because he's a vulnerable. And you'd be like, that's overpowered. Okay, Mr. Fantastic basically has the same thing but more accessible. Hulk has the same thing but more accessible. Like, Cloak and Dagger has the same thing but more accessible. And if everyone has an overpowered move, doesn't that just sound like balance? Right? Since everyone has a get out of jail free card. But the thing, it's not free. It's a cooldown. So, for 25 seconds after this shit, what it takes to, like, come back, right? So I have this up, I'm protecting my team. It falls, that was only, like, what, 5 seconds? After that, I'm just a regular man. I'm just a regular Loki god, bruh. And then you can be like, oh, he has high access to damage. Right? I almost just, like, 3-tap this fucking Luna. Yeah, well, first of all, you're standing right in front of him with his Loki clones. What is wrong with you? And even if you weren't per se standing in front of him, let me see if I can get this to be correct. Because this, let's say you weren't standing in front of him and he had the angles behind you. So this way, he's like shooting through behind you. That's on your team to destroy the Loki clones. And like that sounds bizarre, but it's the same thing with penny traps, right? It's the same thing with Moon Knight Onks. If you're standing in a Moon Knight Onk,
the moon gives me strength. On your toes.
See how fast your healer just died? That's way faster than Loki. The offset is that with this one, you could be fucking 2-tapped if you get headshotted, right? Right, 2-tap bursted with Moon Knight. With Loki, it's 3 bursts for your healer. Luna has 275 health. It's 2 bursts for a healer. I mean, it's 3 bursts for a healer for like Loki, right? The beneficial part isn't the damage. Sure, the damage is high. Yeah, I'll admit. If a Loki is set up and you push into him without destroying his clones, wrong button, right? He can burst you down. But at the same time, like, who can't burst you down when they're set up? Like, you know what I mean? And this is straight body shots. Right? This is a scenario where I'm shooting them straight in the body. So guess what? You don't have to aim with Loki. You can do this. But there's a fall off. So the only way you're getting access to high like body damage is if you hit them on the body. The AoE fall off for the like actual, what's the word for it? The AoE fall off for the damage is pretty high, right? She's just a weak person. And I have 3 clones out. So if I put my clones all the way over there, make sure they can I hear it? Fuck, they can. If I just swap off and then swap back on.
Everyone loves a trickster.
Fuck, I just did the same thing. It's such a habit. Not gonna lie to you. If you don't have the habit of Loki putting your clones down, I'm not sure what you're doing.
I am
but
wily,
just
unreliable,
here,
vindictive,
that much damage, and then as you start to fall out the range, right, it does less and less. So you have to at least be close to their body, right? So if I were to just hold down the trigger, it goes from being a scenario where they're getting 3-shotted if you have clones out, to a scenario where they actually would have to like aim pretty well just to kill you fast enough. Somebody lives, okay? And 2, delete the clone so he can't run away. There's so many scenarios where I will be fighting a Loki, and I'll see like a little pop animation. He's gone. He's just gone. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. He's just gone. As soon as I see like the little like pop animation of like him jump during a hit, it tells my brain immediately that he's gone invisible and walked away.
Our foe.
He's probably still in the area, don't get me wrong, but you just don't know where he is. So you need to delete his clones. So he can't just pop this whenever he needs for his team. Right? Destroying these clones is a top priority. And for some reason, I don't know, like a lot of people don't seem to want to destroy them. Even if it's like, oh, that's not my job, that's healers' jobs. I don't believe in that sort of rhetoric. I've never played a hero shooter in my life, so you can say like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But explain to me how, let's say I'm playing Mantis. I'm supposed to like think, heal. Stop fighting. Look over. Destroy the Loki clone. Which is gonna take me what? How long? Because Loki clones have as much health as he does, right? Let me go back to Loki. And like the thing is, it's plausible with Mantis. So 250 health for each clone, right? Mantis is a damage dealing healer. That's her setup. She's a DPS healer, right? So she can focus the Loki clones and 3-tap them. Got it. And then with a buff, still a 3-tap. Right? But the point I'm making is other healers besides Mantis who has like have to aim for their heals, like Luna.
It's easier being a superhero when you have the
She has to aim at her targets to heal them. Put a guard on, and she's keeping her tank alive, right? Doing her best. Right? When rather than having your healer who's keeping your tank alive at the moment, you could just have, I don't know. This is a bad example, but you could have Black Panther working on them. It's actually a great example because Black Panther can dash between all three of them. So you really could just have your Black Panther working on the Loki clones. You could have, who else do I play that could work on these pretty easy? This shit like Squirrel Girl can work on Loki clones. Right? And she can do it from a distance safely. Star-Lord is just easy clone deletion.
And I'll do whatever it takes to keep him
and like,
safe.
I know it's like, oh, the Star-Lord should be working on like taking down the tanks. If the other healers are out healing the damage you're applying, and they're not gonna go down, and your tanks aren't going to go, even if your tanks are going down, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. You can take the second, because you can't affect whether or not your tank goes down. I mean, in a sense, you can with damage and pure DPS. But for example, let's say there's an enemy Hulk on the team, and he's bullying your tank. Like, he's bullying your tank, and he's not dying. And you just manage to get that beam of headshots on him. He's going to pop bubble. His healers are going to heal him. He's going to come back to the fight immediately. Alright, and let's say its healers aren't doing their job because they're distracted by the Black Panther. Sure, go for the beam, get your damage in. But don't forget that you can always
Sweet moves, right?
just come back to the target. Like, you can always just go. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like as a damage dealer it's all on your shoulders. I believe truthfully, as Cloak and Dagger, if I have the chance, I deal with it. As Cloak and Dagger, right? So let's say it's a scenario where Loki is out. The most obvious example is like you pop your ult, right? There's tons of clones everywhere. No one's gonna die. Why would I like focus on healing? The only time you should be doing like healing is like just to do the wave, bubble, back to cloak form. You know, phase just in case an Iron Man, Magneto, ult. And just keep it pushing. else was I wanted to talk about? Here I come.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
Alright, so I'm back. So yeah, like, for example, if someone ever tells you that Loki is overpowered, they're probably talking about in like a super high competitive sense, and
Without
even then,
chaos,
since I've never reached there, I can't
life
really
becomes a
speak on it.
predictable,
But at the same time,
orderly prison.
like,
as it should be.
if you're getting a situation where Loki's hailing these clones on you, and it's like, oh, I can't get him, then he's just a good Loki. He's placing his clones correctly. Like, if you have a clone over
I
here, right,
outnumber
you have them,
you.
because this is what I do, I have them spread out, right, and then I'm being attacked, just swap. Let me turn cooldowns off. Like, just swap. And then continue to do what you're doing. Because I like the fact that everyone is strong in this game.
I have
The
triumphed,
only people who I can
as
say for a
always.
fact are kind of like lackluster. No, not even true. Because I haven't played everyone, so I don't know their strengths and weaknesses fully. But I, like, for example, I play Spider-Man, right?
It's up to us to help the
So if
people who
I-
can't help themselves.
Right? Still alive.
Fight for the good guys.
You know what I
next
mean? Like,
time.
it may seem like, oh, that's super strong. Which, don't get me wrong, the movement itself is a strength. The ability to pull yourself towards someone is a strength. The ability to pull them towards
Now I
you
gotcha.
is a strength. Don't let anyone tell you that Spider-Man fucking is, like, useless. Right? It just, his skill ceiling to do the things he needs to do is high enough to the point where if you aren't on your A game, you're actually selling your team. And it's that, like, it's simply the truth. There's tons of characters like Scarlet Witch where she covers for your weaknesses
Sure
by
those
giving
are
you 2 out of
bad
get a
guys.
jail free cards. And before anyone says anything to me about Scarlet, I played Scarlet for like
You'll be
all
alright
day yesterday.
someday.
So, I may not be a fucking, like, Grandmaster Scarlet, but I understand exactly how easy it is for her to, like, get out. With both those, like, fucking abilities to, like, that's a Q. With both her abilities to just phase out, she can position herself at an off angle, deal damage, stun the tanks or stun the healers, target them, make them not comfortable, right? Make them waste their,
No
like,
webs
let's say it's
needed.
Cloak and Dagger and, like, I don't know, Luna Snow. Cloak and Dagger is gonna have to pop her bubble on herself to keep her alive. Sure, Luna Snow could, like, both of them could turn and look at me as Scarlet, but I'm able to, like, hit them farther than they can reach me for more damage. Except for Luna. Luna can, like, beam the fuck out of you. But the point is, like, I'm able to come out of nowhere as
Fight for the good
Scarlet,
guys next time.
stun them, and deal tons of free damage. And if the stun, because the point of the stun to me, the way I use it, is that you want to stun them so that they can't heal their tank. In a scenario, let's say I'm gonna fly up here or jump off a rooftop, throw this down. The stun is simply there to stop them from healing their tank for a second and let me land these easy shots. Game plan. You just want to land those shots and kill the low health character as fast as possible. And then once that's over with, right?
Your tail ends here.
Once you've gotten the healers, the tank should fall. But let's say it's like a monster hawk or some shit. I don't know. Or just like a regular hawk and still has health left. Then you immediately turn and you help deal DPS. Then you help stun. You know what I mean? Like,
Show's over.
your job, at least from what I can see, right, as a Scarlet,
Goodbye.
with like a very powerful but slow ultimate, good mobility, and like good damage, like you can constantly keep up damage and attacking people. from distance. So like you can play backline protector, and then once like you get like a Namor for some fucking reason, right? You get like a Namor, you get like anyone else, like a Penny Parker. Then you can start like going over here, making plays off the side, making people have to turn away. That's the genuine like idea. You want attention brought off of the front line. That's what you want. Because it's going to be a situation where the cart isn't moving. Why? Because the tanks are standing in front of it. Okay, let's kill the tanks. We can't because the healer's doing too good of a job. Okay, kill the healers. You can't because there's somebody in the back line protecting them. So there's situations where you aren't able to fully kill people, and you don't have ultimate to scare them off. So you just have to like pester them. And if you do this shit, stun them, and start attacking them, they're going to turn around. And sure, maybe their healers ignore you. But then if their healers ignore you, then you just have a 1v1 with like an Namor. You know what I mean? Which, don't get me wrong, is annoying as shit. But it's still doable. Because the second you kill Namor, guess what? All his fucking like drop downs or whatever gets taken away. So what is like, Namor is pretty easy to kill, right? But if his healer's turn to start healing him, then, you know, you kind of have a problem. But good news, your little splash thing is an AoE. So you can hit both of them. And since you can be up high with it, you can just play a corner. And all of this damage I'm doing, all of this distraction is building ult charge and like getting towards the goal of popping this to like cancel a healer ult. You know what I mean? So like the way I play Skarlet, and I really do feel like if you have a good Skarlet on your team, you're more likely going to win. And like it seems like strange to say, because like, oh, if you have a good anything like but there's certain characters where their kits are so unique and specific that the uses for them come up often. Like for example, healers are very strong right now with their ultimates, in the sense of like Cloak and Dagger, you're immortal. Mantis, you're basically unkillable. Luna Snow, you're unkillable. Who else is there? Like with these sort of like ultimates, oh, Invisible Woman. With these sort of ultimates, it's so hard to kill people, if impossible, right? Because they could actually generally just be immortal for the duration of that. You can simply just play Scarlet Witch, wait for both Cloak and Daggers to pop their ult. Let's say it's like Cloak and Dagger, Rocket Raccoon on your team, and it's like a Luna Snow, Cloak and Dagger on any team. All right, so this is Luna Snow. She doesn't pop her ult to save her life because she doesn't want to waste it. All that's left is Cloak and Dagger. Your Cloak pops her ult, the other team pops their ult in as retaliation, as a counter ult. Let's say you're playing with Magneto, he bubbles you. Come around the corner, boom. You wipe everyone that was feeling safe on that point. They didn't get the stun because you were bubbled. Everyone's dead, the healer ult's gone, and you get the point. And anyone who's left that jumped off the point is going to be hunted down and shot at by people who literally are immortal for the duration. So they're going to have to run. You aren't just going to be popping this, because like looking for the perfect moment to pop an ult, I get it, is not, it's not always the best because you end up holding ult charge for the entire game. But I wouldn't say like just use this willy-nilly. You can use this to take space. And if that doesn't make any sense, what I mean is like, let's say the team is right here, right? And they're approaching. And like, what are we gonna do? You can throw out a stun on one of the guys that you like need to have contained, and then approach that way. And if it's like, okay, we're really being pressured and we just need a couple of seconds for like my healer to get their ults, pop it. Just stay still. They can't walk forward. If they do, they get literally deleted from reality. They die. They can't guard against this. Well, if they're a tank. So that means that what that means, truthfully, let's say they have a Magneto on the enemy team, right? Puts up barrier. This is a duration-based ability. It can block anything, but like there's a duration to it. Meaning the second he holds this barrier up, he can't do it for like a couple of seconds, right? It's just not gonna last as long. Meaning you forced out Doctor Strange barrier, right? You force out Magneto barrier. If they're bad, a good Doctor Strange is just gonna wait last second. Like I had a Doctor Strange in my game where we had a Wanda on the enemy team, and I was like, hey, Doctor Strange, he dropped his barrier, and I got hit by the Wanda ult. Alright, so either he just put his barrier out and held it, right, and it got melted, like it got broken, or he dropped his barrier, which again is his fault. And the Doctor Strange is gonna say, oh, how is it my fault? You know how fast the barrier gets melted. That's the point. That's the fucking point. If you know your barrier gets melted, right? If you know that there's a health threshold to your magic barrier that your teammates can shoot through, why are you holding it up like that? In fact, you're the tank. Like this is general logic that some people just don't have for the game, right? Where if you have your barrier up and it protects you against Wanda ult, you're gonna want to keep it up. But people are going to shoot at it because they're going to keep shooting. So what you're gonna want to do is not have your barrier up until you need it. If you're cloak, you're gonna want to have like be ready to phase your team through it. And like that's just the pure truth. You can help deal damage. And that's another thing. You can't shoot as Doctor Strange with your barrier up. So, in my fucking opinion, why in the fuck are you even having your barrier up unless you're taking a bunch of damage? Unless you're like, your team is going to burn her through.
Enemy in front of us.
Like, okay, here's a scenario. You have 200 health left and you're being focused by the team. Understood. You're popping barrier. But in that case, you should be backing up anyway. So just in case your team isn't able to burn her out, she fucking like can't kill them. Because your barrier protects everyone behind it. So as the tank, you are responsible for our lives. So if Wanda is right here, right here, you're helping burst her down. If she's close enough to melee, you melee. Like you just help burst her down. Pure chaos, and then boom, block it. You can literally do this for the last second, not have your shield bursted down, protect your entire team. I had a Doctor Strange who was like, what am I supposed to do there? Not be stupid. Not be fucking stupid. And I'm saying not be stupid because in that situation where you're not thinking about what's the proper thing to do, right? I get it. You're just trying to survive and you see Wanda ult, you're scared. But like anyone who's comfortable on their character is just gonna go, oh wait, I can ignore this. Or oh wait, I can block this. Let me not like waste it. Right? And then we're just back in the fight. Like literally anyone, any of these tanks who are comfortable in their character go, oh, I can block Wanda ult. Because you know you can block Wanda ult. You know you can. If you know your shield has a health threshold, you're not going to burn your health threshold on that fucking... This is a plat game, by the way. So these are people who play their character. These are people who, like, are committed to winning. Or, committed is a long word. I mean, committed is the wrong word. Some of them be selling. But these are people who, like, for all intents and purposes, are interested in the game. They like competitive... They have, like, a competitive mindset. Would also be a stretch. But, like, these are people who are trying, at the very least, to win on some level. So they're going to be thinking about their character. Hold on. I need to turn on my Wi-Fi on my computer. Here we go. We try. This is going to take forever if I don't turn off the sleep function. No way. Don't tell me he has to restart. Oh, that's my fault for letting it go to sleep. That's bad, though. That's so bad. Oh, the whole download's gone. Okay, it's back. It's back. It's back. I just lost progress. But, like, if you know your shield has health, you're not going to waste it. Right?
Sorry, soldier. Enemy ahead. Prepare to engage.
Okay, don't play Captain America, no clue what that's about.
Perhaps we should give these humans good reason to hate and fear us after all.
Alright, if you're Magneto,
cannot hurt
you're
me.
going to time this correctly so that they don't fucking kill you. If you're Groot, you're gonna put a wall so it doesn't fucking kill you. Bruce Banner,
Hulk and I, we're a team.
you're gonna put a bubble so it doesn't fucking kill you. Like, all of the tanks who are comfortable, no, I will survive with this and I can protect my team. Fuck the team. Because if we're being honest, Plat really is just gold with like an ego. Alright, that's what it is. Plat is just gold with an ego. So everybody's still shit, but they're just trying to win. Alright, that's it. That's purely what it is. Everybody's still dog shit, but they're trying to win.
There's gonna be a fight.
I gotta restart a fucking download. Jesus, this is sad. Alright. So like if you're a tank, right? You're solo queuing and you're a dickhead, so you don't give a fuck about your team and you don't care if they live or die. You're gonna at least want to protect yourself, right? Right? So put the fucking shield up. Manage your cooldowns. That's simply the description of that. That's it. Now back to what I was talking about before. For characters in the game, when they be like, oh, this character is weak or this character is strong, I can accept that logic or that form of thinking, right? That's not really like hard for me to accept, right? Because that's just the general logic of like games all over the place. But for me, I have like much more of a, I guess like a dickhead way of saying this. I have much more of like a nuanced approach to. Yeah, I just have like much more of a nuanced approach when it comes to thinking about these sort of things. Hold on, give me a second. I have to enter a serial number. Hold on. I gotta find something. Just give me a second. Control V and no, this can be the last fucking time I do this shit, bro. And download and install. Alright. So, in my head, I do things in a more nuanced way when it comes to abilities. There's obviously the immediate direct way the ability wants to be used. For example, right, this is obviously the damage dealing ability on Jeff, right? What are the properties? It goes far as shit, right? Meaning Jeff can hit you from all the way back here. I have stick drift right now, but with a good like non-stick drift and good aim, all the way back here, you can be getting chunked by Jeff, right? What that also means is someone like Luna Snow can be murdered by a Jeff. You can be walked down by a Jeff. So like we got Namor here, right? That's like 5 shots. That's like 5 fucking shots, bruh. So for 5 shots, with like, I think that's damage roll off, right? Yeah, because body shot does way more. So you can really be walked down by a Jeff. And the reason I know this is true is because, one, beyond having a high range, decent damage projectile that I think technically is infinite range, right? Yeah, it's infinite range. This goes across the map. You can be getting sniped at by Jeff all the way in the back line. He's hyper mobile. Right? And when he's in the ground, he heals himself. He has a bubble that heals a lot more and gives a speed boost to the team. Right? So all these tools together, they sound good. And then his ultimate is literally invulnerability into kidnapping the team. And while you're in his stomach, you take ticks. So if you were half health and you were a low health character, you just die. Right? If my aim... There we go. Right. So you really can pair with the Venom ult and kill the entire enemy team in your stomach if there's nowhere to fall off the map. So all this together, on top of his stream, is a bunch of cool stuff that he can use. The most immediate way, since he's labeled as a support, people are going to use him is... let's go over to the other area. They're going to use his stream to heal multiple people at once. This is a direct... taking care of the jobs, right? And you're filling in like a 3rd slot as healer because let's say you have 2 tanks or some shit. You can really be on the wall looking at what's gonna happen. Assume these people aren't dying. You can just see who is weak, go for them, right? You can go into the back line, say there's rocket gear, destroy like any sort of resources they have, rocket, you can destroy penny mines, you can destroy penny gens, right? And since I'm behind them, they have to turn around. They have to turn around. And you can still reach to heal your teammate from behind them. So if they go, oh, there's a Jeff over here. Oh, guess what? I'm hyper mobile. I could just go anywhere. And if worse comes to worse, I have a literal, like, think about it. You can use Jeff ults to run away for free where they can't get you. In fact, if you go into Jeff ult, they're going to run away from you. Like, for example, the most common application of Jeff ult I've seen is, like, grab, right, throw them off the map. And then once people got, like, a little bit smarter about it, right, they started to realize, hey, I don't actually need to kill these people to provide value with my ult, right? I can simply just... Now there's no one contesting the point. There's no one hitting my teammates. There's no one even, like, in the area to cause an issue. Because the game is between 6v6. It's person versus person. So each person on the team provides a value. Each person on the team provides something that is essential for the victory, right? If you have 2 tanks, their job is to... Hello? I'm back. So what I was saying was, the Jeff ultimate essentially removes players from the server. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. But if it's a 6v6, you have two tanks. Your tanks are stopping your team from being walked down. When they're dead, they can't do that job. Jeff ult is essentially the same thing as being dead for however long it lasts. That's not an exaggeration. You can't do anything, you can't use your abilities, and if there's an edge close by, you're fucked. Right? But also, Jeff can fling you all the way over there. Let's really like peep what I'm saying right now. He can fling you all the way away from the point, behind enemy lines, and still snipe you. So while you're trying to approach, right, he can hold you at bay, give himself heals if you're doing enough damage, and your team is just down, what, a tank? So what that also means is that vice versa, right? You can swallow your teammates, heal them up, right? If let's say they were gonna die to like an ult or something, you take the hit from the ults and they jump out at full health, right? There's plays like that which I love that the game has, where like there's mechanics on both sides, right? Saved one of my teammates from dying. Now we're running. Now we're out of here. I'm a hyper mobile character. I can get us out of there. I'm harder to hit. You can transport your entire team from point A to point B with very little like issue. This also means that like things like stuns that would stop other characters from like approaching can't really be used to stop you. So you can position this correctly. Swallow your team. Climb a wall or some shit. Take them to high ground. Alright. And the reason this isn't done often is because you have to find a scenario where this makes sense. Alright?
That's 3.
You gotta find a scenario where, like, this is applicable. It's a possibility to do, and the only situation I can possibly think is maybe like, I wouldn't say strange portal, because there would have to be something stopping you from using your strange portal the way you want to. Hell, in fact, you can use this as a tool for one, stopping healer ults. For example, the way Invisible Woman's ult works is that when you're in her space, everyone inside of it becomes invisible to anyone outside of it. Right? So right, you're just gonna be out healed while they're also slowed down. Right? So Invisible Woman can focus on DPS in that space.
You needed a timeout.
What you can do is that if this is the area in which everyone's immortal, everyone's fighting, right, and then another Invisible Woman pops her ult, as Jeff, right, you can go, okay, bet, she used her ultimate, right? Like, she used her ultimate. So that's one healer ult gone. Swallow her team. And I know it seems oversimplified, but I'm telling you, just swallow her team. Just eat her fucking team so that none of them can use the benefits of her ults. Because you gotta think about it, the way ultimates work is that they're abilities that when used in tandem with your team gives success. That's the simple logic of it, right? The implied part is that your team is using the ult. That's implied. Like, oh, Adam Warlock has an ability to bring back his entire team from the dead. What's implied is that your team, like, what's the word? Your team is, one, able to fight. Hold on, I need to find a certain charger. Here it is. Hold on, give me a second. Alright, there it is, charging. Um, okay, I'm back. So, like, the assumption being, like, oh, my teammates are going to stay in the point and use it. That's the assumption. The assumption being my teammates are going to get kills. So, what's the matter of, like, keeping your... like, for example, let's say I keep this guy alive. He's not dealing damage to them, so this will go on forever. And eventually, I'm going to have to reload. Alright? If this is a real match, I have to reload at some point. Alright? So, practice settings... I'm gonna have to reload at some point, and maybe they die. Right? Maybe they die. If you're an invisible woman and you hear Jeff Alt, just know, if that Jeff does not take your entire team out of that point, then they're selling. Alright, so, what was I talking about in the first place? What did this even begin? I have a bad habit of, like, going on random tangents. Give me a second to do something. Alright, so I'm gonna get to what I was discussing before. So I was talking about how, like, I don't think about things linearly, in the sense of, like, this is the direct use of it. What are the other things that can be used for? Another example would be like Magneto's ult.
Charles dreamed of a safe
Everyone knows that this like consumes all projectiles into like a hit, right?
Fear Magneto! It seems we have company.
And it can kill people, obviously. So this can be used for offensive and defensive purposes. The thing is, if it's projectiles that get swallowed, healers heal via projectile. Unless it's like Mantis, right? Or Cloak and Dagger.
That's 3.
The heals are coming from like a projectile of some kind. Like, so that means this zone is an anti-heal and an anti-damage zone. Meaning no one can be healed and no one can be hurt. So effectively, for however long this lasts, how many seconds this lasts,
Fatal attraction.
it's essentially like a safe place where you can't be hurt unless you're meleeed. So what you can do is you can have you can have a Black Panther on your team dashing through everyone, and no one can hit him except if they melee. So for the duration of this ultimate, let's say they're like he's about to die because they're shooting him, right? But the enemy team's also weak. You can do this, protect him, stop the enemy team from giving out heals, and sniper healer. So effectively, this is, I want to say, one of the strongest ults in game if you have the situation correct. If you have the situation in check, alright, where you know what's going on, you can play this to kill a tank by stopping him from getting healed and then one-tapping him. But of course, most tanks have barriers abilities, right? So you pop this, he pops his barrier ability so it doesn't get hit by it. Boom. You just snipe a healer. If it's a Hulk, then the healer gets barriered too, but you get the point. Like, let's say they're like half health, right? How you can even just stand above the enemy team and just stop them from shooting. Like, somebody's about to die. You can use this for rotations. You can use this to stall the timeouts on a healer ult. Because this is the important thing. People don't use ultimates to their full capabilities because they aren't thinking about what it really says it does. This is anti-projectile, so it stops heals by a consequence. It's anti-projectile, so it stops damage by a consequence. So the only thing you can do in this field effectively is melee. So it locks anyone who cannot do high melee damage out of damaging people. It also means, since this like is short enough, that if someone tries to walk forward in melee, now you're on top of them. You've probably gotten a kill or damaged someone to have health with your ultimate, and you're a tank, so you just get to walk them down, right? Another consequence of this is the ability to fly. Now I'm over here. Right. Now I'm behind them. You know what I mean? Like, it goes from a scenario of, hey, this Magneto tank is in front of us, to like, damaging on us. Now he's dropping on our fucking healers. Right?
Barely a challenge.
Every single attribute of the abilities needs to be understood. And I'm not saying that to be a tryhard, I'm saying simply just so you have the most fun. Like, this move here by Venom. Let me turn off cooldowns. 30 seconds. Like, Venom's ultimate, right? It seems like, oh, what does it even do? It just makes you go on the floor. Yeah. It brings you directly to the ground, and you come up with, like, a bite that brings whoever you hit to half health. Alright. We are Venom! Alright. Now they're basically one shot.
Double KO!
like hitting someone flushy with no heals with your ultimate at full health will reduce them to basically almost no health. And for tanks, I think it does bring them half health. So let me see. Alright, half health. Right? So that's basically dead if like, so let's say you're damaging them and like they have a healer and the healer's working on them. The healer's gonna have to reload at some point. As long as it isn't both healers just staring at their tank. Alright, let's say their backline's being assaulted. Now you've created a gap in their health where they can't out heal it. They can't proceed past it. Alright. As Cloak, there's several situations where I'm healing my tank. But since her healing is slow in the like when you're shooting, it creates a situation of like, okay, I have to time my cues correctly. And if I don't, like if I miss a bubble or I don't hit him with the wave, he's basically going to get burned out before I can heal him up more. And if the DPS is too high, you can't heal it. Like you literally can't out heal the DPS. Then they just die. So you can use this to bring multiple tanks to half health, or to be targeting a healer and just finish them off and immediately turn back. Which the healer one is the most easiest to understand at the basic level of like playing plat lobbies, whatever. You land, splash. Both healers dead. Both healers are dead immediately. So all you have to do with his ultimate to take out the healers, swing up, aim for him, tether. The tether will disconnect and kill them if you don't do it. So you know what I mean? Like, that is not only the obvious use of the ability to bring them half health, but effectively what it says is that you can walk into the back line. Wanna know why it says you can walk into the back line? Because whenever you get back there, it gives you overshields based on the amount of people you hit. So you can be completely fucking weak. You can be about to die, right? And you could swing out and get healed and then go back to the same situation because their tanks are gonna get healed. Or just pretend I've been fighting for a bit, pop this shield. Right. Or you could swing out still at low health, splash back in, take out one of the healers, if not both, because it gives you overshields, right? And that's gonna buy you time for your shields to come back. So what that look like would be like low health, low health. Let's pretend we're in low health. Pop this already. Right, they're dead. Oh, I don't have my cooldowns off. My cooldowns on. So let's do that one more time. So you swing. So let's pretend like you have your shit popped already. Tether. Oh, I don't have my ultimate on. Shit. Essentially what I'm trying to just demonstrate is like, if you're in a fight, you're fighting, you become low health. Alright, you're fighting. Pop it. You realize the healing isn't going to be enough. You could run away, or you can splash onto the healers you've been working on this entire time. Kill both of them. Both their healers are dead. And let's say you're not the only solo tank. You survive long enough to pop this. That's an if, alright? Because the overshields could get melted before, you know, your shield comes back. But, you know what isn't? Your swing is only 8 seconds. Meaning, technically, if you're in a scenario where you pop your shield, you're still fighting, and you're like, okay, I gotta back out, or I'm gonna die. You could just swing, splash, ultimate, and now they're dead. Right? And by the time you turn back around, you have your swing again. So, you can dip. Because the normal, like, linear, the combo cycle for Venom is very linear. It's very, very, very linear. Where it's like, okay, swing in, splash, tether, fight, fight, fight. I get low, shield, fight, 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 too weak, swing out, get healed, splash back in. That's it, over and over again. Very linear. His ultimate makes it where, like, that sense of security that they've built from, okay, all we have to do is just melt Venom. He'll pop his shield, and then we have to deal with him for a little bit longer, and then he's gone, goes away, because now he has a way to instantly go, okay, bet, let's change the situation. Healers, dead. And then just gets to walk away.
Double KO.
Like, he just gets to walk away from it. Another part of the ultimate that I've noticed that I didn't really think about is that it brings you directly to beneath where you're at. Which, I'm not sure would be the use for that. But, like, I guess, you know what I mean? On top of that, you technically are a flat surface when you do this. So, let's say you do this, tether. They're still tethered in this, right? So you can be on the ground and you have like a massive amount of armor when you're on the ground, right? So you cannot be killed when you're on the ground. I don't, like, it's either you can't be killed or you can't be touched. Either way, when you're in his ultimate,
Double KO.
he's effectively like even harder to kill. So if there's like some sort of thing you're trying to dodge, if you're trying to like not be shot for a couple of seconds, or you just want to wait it out, you can.
Double KO.
What's another thing? Since it brings you straight down, I'm not sure the application of it. You really could just go straight down on top of a healer with zero chance for them to react. Catch the whole team off guard. But the reason that wouldn't make sense to do is because of the fact that your tools are built around splash, tether, right?
Double KO.
And this is like such a basic like look at the character. I haven't played the characters enough to know the very unique intricate what's the word for it? Intricate? Yeah. The intricate like setups behind them. For example, I played Wanda the other yesterday. So I know like basic Wanda stuff. Like, hey, when you're doing your ultimate, you want to be around a corner. You also want to move a lot, right? When you pop it, you want to like lower, go left and right and strafe. Just so like it's harder for them to stun you, for them to hit you. Because a lot of characters in the game have stuns. For example, if we look at the list, Penny Parker has a stun, Magneto has a stun, Thor can just push you, I think. Hulk has a stun. I think can it work here? I'm not sure if Hawkeye's push counts as a stun for Wanda. So where can I test that out at?
I might go down.
Hold on, let me swap to like a fast character.
Someone's gotta stop Doom. I mean, Dooms.
Right.
I hope there's only two. Yeah.
Wanda. Timer settings, duration, nope. Fix movement, select hero. Can we make her alts? That's what I want. Isn't the console, team ability, ultimate charge, control switch, fuck. I was wondering if there was a way I could like test whether or not her alt can be countered by like Hawkeye shit, but there's no way for me to figure that out here without having someone online. But like Cloak and Dagger can phase through it. Mantis has a sleep. Wolverine, I'm not sure if Wolverine counts. I'm pretty sure you can grab Wanda out of it with Bucky's grab. Like there's so many things that you can do to cancel other alts if if they're a big setup ult, like an explosion ult, like a radius. So like, this is the classification I set up. I have like cloak and daggers and all the other healer ults. I call these roaming supers because I play Destiny for a bit, right? Where essentially they allow the team to approach for fucking free, and you can't contest them unless you have a super of your own, right? Wanda's is akin to something like, it's like a big bomb, alright? There's tons of things you can do to get out of it, but essentially it's like everything within this space is going to die. You have to back up. Iron Man's, in a sense, is essentially like, hey, you have to stop what you're doing and pay attention, but it kind of fails at that, because if they're not directly on top of it, they just get to live. So if I go fly up,
3, 2, 1.
Maximum pulse. I don't think that's a welcoming committee.
that kills, right? But there's several times where I won't get a single kill.
Maximum.
So if I aim it back here, right? See how that one lives, but like the radius splash damage of it isn't. It's high at the center, but out the eyeside edges, it isn't very good. Wanda's is different because no matter where you are within the circle, right?
3,
If you're within the range, right? If you're close enough in the range, you die. If you're outside of it, you don't get hit. There's no splash. So like with Spider-Man's, right?
Someone's gotta stop Doom. I mean,
Hold on.
I hope there's only 2.
Right, with Spider-Man, right? You can swing into the air. Oh, nice.
Don't mess with the amazing
And then
Spider-Man!
once you tag someone, you can do that. The part that isn't being shown because they're so low health is that
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
when you ult someone like a tank,
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
it brings them to about half health. So you can pair it with the Venom ultimate and basically kill them. But what that means is if you do it fully, right,
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
they get webbed up at the end, so they can't run. That also means for a couple of seconds after your ultimate, the tanks can't
Spider-Fist is
help.
ready to punch.
So this normally like kills healers, right? The ultimate. The way that I use it is whenever I get it, I'll like locate a group of healers. Like I'll do something like this.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Punch up so they can't run away easy,
Spider-Domain
right?
is not
You do
for the weak.
uppercut. Hold on.
Watch out, they're headed our way!
You do web sling, grapple, uppercut, so they can't run away easy. And a more important reason is because if you aren't
Don't mess
spacing
with
it
the
appropriately,
amazing Spider-Man!
healers can live. So you want like the extra damage to make sure that they die. Let's see. Right.
I don't want to hit you more than I have to.
double kill.
Spider-Fist is ready to punch.
So again, swing into the air.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Do that, right?
Too sticky
Healers
for
are
you.
now dead. If they survived it somehow, like just barely, they're going to be webbed up, like Hulk. Which means, if they're webbed up and Hulk's webbed up, Hulk can't
Watch out,
help.
they're headed our way.
So I can, since all I did was use the grapple. Let's see, how long is the... Do I have cooldowns on? Yeah. So, it's an 8-second cooldown, right? And essentially what you're doing is you're going, okay, web shot, grapple, 8-second cooldown. So if I...
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Alright, 5 seconds.
Sticky for you.
Everybody sticked up.
Gonna get sticky.
It isn't backed by then. But you can just do basic combos. So you can just punch, punch, punch. Right? That's a decent amount of damage. Because he can't move, remember that. So like both, like the healers are dead. Let's assume they don't pop ult to save themselves. The healers are dead. This guy's tethered up for a couple of seconds. On top of the damage he's already taken.
Pretty sure those are bad
Hold on.
guys.
So the way you think about this is like, yeah, it does damage. But if you think about it as a damage dealing tool, then you're thinking about it wrong. It's made for utility. That's why you shouldn't be holding on to this for like a special situation. It's made for utility. This is like, it's hard to call Wanda and Spider-Man's alt utility to like normal people or people who like don't understand what I'm trying to say. Because like utility in the normal sense would be like Rocket Raccoons or like who's another healer? Like there's like utility in video games is supposed to mean like something like a useful, helpful tool to allow you to succeed more or assist. Right? And you think, oh, that's the support. No. You play around the support alts, right? That's what you play around. Your Mantis is going to pop her ult. Your Luna Snow is going to pop her ult right before her team is about to die, so that they get an extension, a second wind, and push forward. Or they do it to protect like someone who's doing a lot of work for the team, or protect their tank so they don't get walked down. They're using that as their lifeline. That isn't utility. That's the entire game. Right, so they're essentially keeping their team alive with it. Everything else is utility. Everything else. Star-Lord's ult is a murder machine, yes, but effectively it's utility. And what I mean by that is, the perfect example is, unlike fucking Star-Lord, killing a tank is not easy when you have his ult. In fact, focusing on a tank with it is a waste of your time. Spider-Man is purely a diver. He's pure dive. Like, in a pure sense. Like, you're not having enough DPS in order to take out a tank. You barely have enough DPS to take out a healer. So, you would have to do something like this. Right?
I don't want to hit you more than I have to.
Because the way his abilities work, if I could break it down really quickly, not to go on for too long. Web, right? This puts a tagger on them. If they're tagged, you can bring yourself to them. If they're not tagged, you bring them to you, like this, right? But if they're tagged, they take more damage. So if I do this, right? See, he barely took any damage from that. Let me turn off cooldown.
Round and pound.
See? Barely any damage. Barely any damage. Dead. Right? But if they're tagged, look how much damage that did. Meaning part of your core combo takes them to half health if they're a healer. So you can effectively just do like boop.
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
Double KO.
And notice how the web is still there, even though I tethered myself to him. That's so you can do the like web sling. You can do this combo. Alright? But since that means they take more damage whenever they have webs on them, it's a single target thing. But it also means that, like, let's say you do this. That punch barely did any damage, but over here, it does more. See how much more damage that does? Spider-Man is actually crazy. Spider-Man is genuinely such a good character that, like, here's the problem I have. I just don't understand the character the way I need to understand him. It's the truth. Because if I did, I'd be doing a lot better. If you're a good Spider-Man, you understand the fundamentals of your character. And at the moment of me saying this, I'm starting to get better understanding. Because what I'm realizing is that
Fight for the good guys
this is a damage buff against a person that allows you to get in close, right? You do that, dead. If a single tap of this does that much damage because I have the spider web on it, a tap of this, that kills.
want to hit you more than I
that
have
kills. Now, what that means against like regular people, let's say we get someone with a not so high health bar, like doesn't seem like that much against him. But since you're focusing healers exclusively, let's say 275 health bar, right? That's a good amount of health. And because I'm bad at Spider-Man, even though he's my main, I didn't realize that web into this doesn't take your thing
Watch
away.
out, they're headed our way.
So what that means is, if I can,
Stay down, will
that
ya?
means that you can do this into a regular punch and save your uppercut. Right? You can do that. You can slingshot yourself into the enemy, right? And then uppercut.
Double KO.
And another part about it that, like, I'm just now putting together too, is that there's an animation cancel for him too. So you go web, tether, punch, web, into like whatever move you want after
I
that,
have to.
right? So it would look like this fast.
Double KO.
Not the second, whatchamacallit though, I'm fucking that up. You shouldn't be doing that. So you go tether, web, right? And then uppercut punch kills. That's a one-shot combo. Well, I shouldn't say one-shot, because it's not touch of death. They can still interact. Right?
Oh, you
But
went
that
down
essentially
pretty
kills.
hard.
That kills. let's process this. You have a super hyper mobile character who can do stuff like this, and then proceed to leave once the healer is dead immediately. The problem is that since he has such a high skill ceiling, that most people don't play him effectively. Another combo you can do, right? Because the way it normally goes down is that you have the Venom team combo up, where you can get a one shot. So if I do try it out here, right? See, I have the team combo.
Spider-Man returns.
Right, turn off practice chat cooldowns. Right, good. So I have the team combo. I can do this. This move
Partners like the old days.
pushes people back.
Pretty sure those are
It
bad
does
guys.
a decent chunk of damage. Right, this even pushes tanks back. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I did that backwards. So we go to Hawk. Where's my phone? I need to make sure I have it with me. I pulled it off. It's in my pocket. Good. Make sure didn't receive any calls. Good. All right. See, Hawk. Bunch of damage. Right. Bunch of health. I can't kill this guy. But, right. Sure, what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, I remember. This move
Partners like
knocks
the old
back
days.
tanks pretty far. So you, as a tank, you want to approach,
Sure those are bad
but
guys.
Spider-Man's not gonna let you. He's just not going to. He's gonna keep you at range. The cooldown for this is like 20 some odd seconds, right? It's like 20 some odd seconds. The combo for it is, the basic combo is like web shot, grapple, uppercut punch,
Partners
that,
like the old days.
right? But since Mantis has 275 HP, it doesn't kill. So you
wanna hit you
have
more
to
than I have
change
to.
your combo. You have to change it. So effectively, your combo becomes like, let's say we do the one I did, where it's like shot, web, right?
Oh, I hate this part.
Then you would do your grapple or whatever, your uppercut punch into the kill. So you can kill Mantis, you just have to use your brain. And the problem is I didn't go into the lab, I just watched YouTube videos. That's a general problem. You
Watch
have
out,
to
they're
lab your
headed our
character.
way.
You have to like figure shit out yourself. Because those YouTube videos are not telling you the whole story. They need to give you the fundamental tools to like do what you need to. Right. Here, I can kill.
Spider-Man
Right?
returns.
The problem with this setup here is, let me go down here, is this, hold on, no, not
Double
that.
KO.
This,
For the good guys next time.
can I get full health, please? Thank you. This into this is almost guaranteed, right? Almost. What happens afterwards is the hard part. So, what goes on is, let me come down here, is that once you hit this, most people aren't going to react immediately, right? They're not going to react
Those are
immediately.
bad guys.
So you can basically guarantee
Double
the
kill.
grapple part. Right? Now, since you can guarantee the grapple part, we're not worried about that. The punch afterwards is kind of difficult. So, like, from my
You
experience,
went down pretty hard.
if you bring yourself to them, right, and you do the punch web, like web cancel, punch and then web cancel it, that most people aren't going to react to. See there, I missed because my angle was off. You have to, even though they're not going to react to it, you have to make sure you're tracking them correctly, right?
You'll be all right.
Then it's a free kill otherwise.
KO.
Because if you, like, even then it's not a free kill. Because, for example, if we go back to Mantis, oh, I messed that up. If we go back to Mantis, she has 275 HP.
Pretty
Meaning the
sure
standard
those are
combo
bad guys.
of web, grab, uppercut, venom
this part.
doesn't work, right?
And stay
Or
down.
like the standard combo of, you know, web, grab, uppercut, web into like overhead. It does kill, but there's so much time for her to escape after that. So you have to do you have to do it appropriately. So like, you have to
went
time
down
it correctly.
pretty hard.
But let's see, how much damage does this do with the web? Half her health. So if you can, like, web them, right? If you can web them and then hit them with an overhead strike,
Down, will ya?
and they're half health, right? It's a guaranteed kill. Now, back to what I was actually saying. The problem is the
Pretty sure those are
no-brain
bad guys.
simple combo of doesn't kill 275 HP
Oh,
characters.
you went down
It'll kill
pretty
literally
hard.
250. So if I go to Hawkeye, Hawkeye has 250 health, meaning that kills. It will kill 10 out of 10 times unless he's given any bonus health. Right? So anyone with 250 HP, anyone at 250 HP, essentially can be one-shotted by Spider-Man. They can be touch of death because they can't interact in time. That's why it's on a cooldown. Right? There's nothing you can do about that. You're just gone. You're gone.
Crack the whip.
I messed that up.
Hate this part.
What? There we go.
Yeah, woo!
So you're just gone. Like from
Watch
up
out,
here.
they're headed our way.
Like you literally didn't get to see me. You didn't get to see me.
You'll be all right someday.
You didn't get to see me.
Spider-Man returns.
You didn't get to see me. Right? Look how little health he has.
Stay down, will ya?
Like the button effectively allows you to go, hey, you know how before there was a split second where you could interact and kill me? Not anymore.
Partners like the old days.
Because I'm pretty sure you can cancel in, like you can do uppercut, cancel into the Venom thing.
Someday.
So like there's no point of interaction there. You just die.
That's 3.
You're just deceased.
The symbiote
Right.
Spider-Man returns.
So if it does more damage when you put a web on, let me see.
Watch out, they're headed
Web.
our way.
That's a good chunk of damage. So what that could be is let's kill these guys off.
Fight for the good guys next time.
Alright.
Spider-Man
What that could mean is that you can alter your combo. So let's say you start off with overhead, web. Alright. Yeah, like you can alter the format of it where you use the Venom thing to isolate a healer. Or just get people off of you. Like, you just come in, land on top of them, web, punch up, kill them. Or you can do the opposite where you land on top of them, punch them in their head. Let me make sure I space this correctly. Punch. Alright.
Spider-Man returns.
And like that way, if you do it that form, they're launched into the air outside of the line of sight of their healers. So you can really just separate people from their team just with the
I hate this part.
with the Venom explosion. I'm glad I'm doing this because this is teaching me more about the character. I'm not gonna lie. Like I didn't really process all the things you could do technically with Spider-Man. I was stuck with the basic combo of do this, 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 and this. But I didn't like quite realize how the damage numbers stacked out. Because the fact the web gives you more damage. This is half health, right? Because the webs give you more damage, that's half health.
I have to.
So effectively what that means is for healers, Spider-Man is the death of them, right? And since you can like punch cancel into another web, that just starts a whole new combo. So if I wanted to,
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
KO.
if I wanted to do a new combo,
Game
right,
over.
it would be like,
Watch out there. Hit her away.
That's
right,
3.
that's one.
Yeah.
That's an old combo actually. The newer one would be like, not like that, because I use my tether. It'd be like, oh, that sucks. And then uppercut.
And stay down.
You just need something to bring them to half health, right? So, let me see. Just go boop. Right. If you land a mid-air web thing, right? Like a mid-air web. Land on top of them, punch up,
Oh,
get
you
out of
went
there.
down pretty
Like, think about
hard.
that. The punch up makes it so that they're easily shootable, like the trajectory's known. Alright.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Oh, I fucked up. The trajectory of them is like they're known. You go, right, half health into a punch up into tether.
You'll be all right someday.
In fact, I kind of want to go play some games now just to test this out.
Double KO.
But I should finish my thought first. The main idea that I was trying to get across when I started this that I got lost on was that I hate the idea that the community has where it's like, not even the community, just players in general, where because a character exists, another character is automatically deemed bad. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, someone could say, why would you play Spider-Man when you can play Psylocke? Because I like Spider-Man
Watch out,
is the
they're headed
answer.
our way.
It should always be the answer. Like, genuinely. If there's ever a point in the game where it's like, I'm not playing Spider-Man,
Stay down, will ya?
or like I'm playing Spider-Man because he's super strong, not because I like him, then it's a problem. Or like, not even, I'm saying in the sense of like the community as like a whole. If the community ever gets to a point where it's like, I have to play Namor. And there's been games where like, okay, I want to protect my backline. I'm gonna play Namor because I don't know who else to play. There's plenty of other characters you can use to protect your backline. You can use tanks, you can use Wanda, you can use like Cloak can protect the Invisible Woman. Like, there's tons of people you could choose to protect your backline from certain characters.
Yeah, woo!
But Namor is the brain dead option. It's the easiest one. It's the one you go to when you're not sure. And like, no one likes Namor. I've seen fucking Lord Namors before.
Sure those are
I don't
bad
know
guys?
how. I guess they sit in the back and snipe the whole game, but fuck it. Not my playstyle, not my game, not my life. Don't care. Right.
Double KO.
So in the case of that, right? Even in those scenarios, you should be telling people who don't like Venom, who don't think he's fun. Right. Right now, the way the game is now, the way that I'm processing Spider-Man's information now, sure he could use like a cooldown buff, or he could use like another like web tether for like different combos. But like that might make him a little too strong. Like I think the way he is now, where you have to perform well in order to get like what you need out of him, I think I prefer that now, realizing how easy it is
Watch out, they're headed our
to
way.
get like, no, I shouldn't say it's easy because it's still hard, I'm not gonna lie, but like, because at first I thought it was like actually impossible to get like a one shot, unless, not even one shot because they can still interact. Like what I'm trying to say is the Venom combo is a one shot, and I was essentially asking for like something like that, but the problem is that becomes more common.
Now I got you.
Like if the how did I fuck that up? If the Venom combo becomes more common, because it's staying next season most likely, alright, then how would healers interact? Like if they reduce the cooldown of the Venom thing, right, and you're one-shotting healers, and there's almost nothing they can do. Like I say nothing, but there is something they can do. Like they can play Loki, put down the pads. You cannot dive Loki as Spider-Man. You just cannot. You just fucking can't. You have to make him waste his pad, and then you have to find the right one and hope he doesn't fucking swap mid-combo. So like having a Loki as a support will stop the dives from being as effective. There's no more, which gets me on the way in and on the way out. So if I get hit during any of that process, there's Cloak and Dagger, right? In fact, now think about it. The only situations in which I am successful is when the backline isn't protected. Any sort of protection stops Spider-Man. It's just the truth. Any sort of protection from like an invisible woman pushing me off so I like miss, or pulling me in so I get killed. Like a Cloak and Dagger just phasing or putting a bubble down so now I can't kill her. A Mantis just existing and me not knowing the right combo. Like there's been moments where I've been slept by Mantis. Like, even though you're hyper mobile, I think the weak state that he's in is the only way to make him simultaneously fun to play. Maybe with like, because I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind when I'm in a game having to fight people. But against these bots, it's starting to feel very, very, you know, very kind of strong. Like to the point where I'd be okay saying to someone, maybe he doesn't need buffs. Because you don't want someone with this sort of like movement getting too strong. You don't. Right? You don't. You just don't. To have the ability to go from here, like I'm behind them now. I swung away, and then without breaking my swing, I'm behind the team I was just fighting. And now their healer's dead, and I'm gone. I think if they wanted to buff anything, they should buff like the distance of his like sling. I shouldn't be struggling to connect to that. I should be able to swing and then connect to that over there, but I can't. Like, this doesn't connect. You're telling me this doesn't connect. This doesn't connect. This doesn't connect. This doesn't connect. But this does. Like, the distance on it is so finicky that there's times in games where I'll get a kill or I'll get a hit, realize I need to dip, and go, oh, I guess that isn't in reach. I guess that doesn't fucking count. Great. I'm dead now. And, like, the end of your combos is normally going to be, like, this up punch, right? Which lifts you into the air, bringing you closer to, like, the thing. Time reduction for this. If they reduce it from 8 seconds to, like, I don't know, 6, I think overall Spider-Man will feel better to play. Like, if the fight stalled out long enough you would be able to get your like web sling again. I mean your tether again. Because there's a problem where like you'll be in a fight. Let's go back to Luna. I mean Mantis. Let's go Luna. In a fight, you'll right. They're still alive, right? This health is left. Luna has a freeze. She has a stun, right? Luna has the ability to freeze you and then go dink, 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 and you're dead. Like, Luna can kill you. So if I go to Luna...
All I ever wanted to do was sing, really.
She can chop you down like that, right?
Another hit for Luna.
So, like, let's say she survives.
Don't throw like a girl.
Right?
Double KO.
You're fucking cooked. And then
That's
3 taps to the head. So she goes, boop,
Don't throw like a girl.
and you're basically weak. And like, it's Luna Snow, mind you. Keep in mind, this is Luna Snow. So she's going to have a Namor. So where's Luna Snow at? What does Luna Snow give Iron Fist? Wow, that's fucking crazy. Listen to the description. Iron Fist channels the chi of Xiao Lu, Luna Snow, transforming into Luna Snow, transforming her into ice power into chi-infused frosty rings that radiate from her. That rings can launch enemies. We're just gonna try this out. Bro. What that isn't.
Frozen spirit.
Does it heal? Wait. Oh, we gotta kill you.
You seeing stars? Ice chi.
It heals. Holy. It heals a lot.
A nice deep freeze.
Like, how much? Hold on, let me see. Come on.
Immortal chill.
Oh, that's fucking.
There they are.
So like, on top of having like look at that. She's able to just dink.
That's 3.
And there's like no recoil on this hoe either. So if a good Luna Snow is on your team,
Wow, 4 in a row.
she's beaming enemies.
That's amazing.
So imagine a character with
Double fight.
damage like that,
Way to go.
and she just beams your shit. Because you have to remember, Spider-Man is a low health character. He only has 250.
I put you
So
on
that
ice.
means that like other Spider-Man can one-shot you with the Venom combo. So it's effectively Spider-Man v Spider-Man. Let me see. Team up abilities. Spider-Man v Spider-Man. It's
Maybe I can make it easier for other people.
wait. What happened?
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Hold on. It didn't apply.
Oh, I hate this part.
A race to see who gets hit first. I'm actually trolling right
All
now.
right, someday.
Right. It's a race. Whoever gets hit first when you have the Venom team up is effectively a game of, okay, I win.
Symbiote Spider-Man
Now, don't get me wrong.
returns.
That sounds corny, right?
hope
That sounds
the
like,
next
bro,
version
this is
of me I
fucking
know is
trash.
nicer.
I'm not gonna lie, Spider-Man v Spider-Man fights are the most fun I've had in this game. To just go,
Watch out, they're headed
still
our
trying
way.
to, like, provide support, and there's a Spider-Man somewhere hunting you.
The symbiote
like-
Spider-Man returns.
Hunt down a healer, and then you get tagged, and it's just like, damn, it's over. So, like, Spider-Man v Spider-Man fights, like the standard combo, right?
No webs needed.
You can just hit him with the right, and then just get the fuck up out of there,
Version of me I meet is nicer.
right?
That's 3.
And stay down. I hope the next version of me I meet is nicer.
Double KO.
You'll be all right someday.
That's 3.